Yo, how we doing, family? I'm a little couple more people get in here. And we'll get it going. What's up, Emmanuel? Greetings from Nigeria. That's so cool. So cool to see that stuff. What's good, brother? How we doing, bro? As for what you said about Apex, bro, I'm not too worried about it. As of right now, that's just hearsay. But I mean, we know that there's risk with prop firms regardless. We know this. And I mean, if there is something like that happens going forward, then we just pivot and we, work with other prop firms, diversify risk. But regardless, once you have that track record, once you have a verified track record, people are going to throw money at you regardless. So whether it's from props or private equity or whatever it may be, there's always going to be capital to trade, bro. Like, they don't stop printing money. So there's always going to be money out there. The best thing that you can do is find that consistency and start building a track record. But yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about it. What's up, Mohammed? I appreciate that, man. What's good, my boy? Jag. SRP, how we doing? You joined the academy? I love that, bro. I'm excited to watch your growth, bro. We're gonna take it to the next level. Really excited for market conditions to clean up here so we can start pressing the gas a little bit, but obviously we gotta wait. Can't really force our hand, but I'm excited. Excited to just lock in and continue to grow these prop accounts and go for payout on these futures firms. I grabbed some Tradeify accounts that I want to start running up. Your entry model? Yeah, you can use a different entry model. It's completely fine. Just gonna tweet out that I'm live on Twitter and then we'll get it going. Built the watch list. Built the watch list for forex, CFD swing, and futures intraday. I love that. That sounds great. That sounds so great because futures are definitely the best instrument to be trading intraday. And I like swinging forex as well. Gives you a lot more opportunities. So I love that, Adrian. At the end of the day, everything is internal and external gaps and swing lows. Pretty much. I mean, if you want to keep it simple, that's really all it is. That's all that you need. The more you mature as a trader, the more you mature in terms of just, understanding the markets, whether it's technicals or fundamentals or whatever, you come to realize that it's all just about having an edge, and the simplest way that you can get to that destination is the best way. It's really not about what concepts are better, what way of doing it is better. It's like English versus Spanish, right? Like, we don't need to debate which language is better. They're both communicating, right? So as long as you can get there in the most simple way, that's all that really matters to me. Yeah, bro, I have a forex account looking CFD and NAS. Do you think I should? If you're trading futures, you're gonna need CME group live data within TradingView. Yes. All right, I'm gonna go to the charts now. Let's run it. I don't have too much time today because it's my sister's birthday, so I need to get it going. Because I have to leave soon, so I'm gonna be a bit faster today, unfortunately. But I wanted to make sure that I got the I wanted to make sure that I actually got the thing up, the forecast up. So here, let me fix my camera and then we'll get it going. All right. I don't have any futures account. If you're using forex, then just, I guess, try the CFDs. If you're just try whatever you're trading. If you have to trade the CFDs, if you physically can't trade the futures, I would just chart the CFDs, honestly. Yeah, you trade the CFDs. I got you. All right, so you guys know the drill. At this point, those of you that have been watching, you know exactly what's about to happen. We're about to look at the economic calendar for the week because that acts as our roadmap. That acts as our guide, right? Our guide to volatility, our guide to the days that we're actually likely to expand. And so the model I've been trading on futures, there's already a lot of volatility during New York. And so I'll trade days without news, but I'm always using the economic calendar as a roadmap. And so, for example, Monday, we look right here. We can very clearly see that there is no news on Monday. And so on these days, when there's no news on a Monday, I'm a lot more picky with price. Price needs to convince me that it actually wants to expand on that day. Price needs to you know, really prove to me that it wants to expand on a Monday with no news. So I'm more skeptical of price. I'm more picky. Price needs to convince me. I need to see it with my eyes. Versus on days when there's news, I'm a bit less skeptical of price being willing to expand because we have that, you know, news driver to actually push it in the direction that we want it to go. So no news on anything on Monday. We only have a red folder on New Zealand dollar on Tuesday, which is interesting. So USD doesn't have news until FOMC on Wednesday, right? So we could potentially see indices and majors or whatever, depending on what dollar does, consolidate until Wednesday FOMC because that is a big 3 news driver. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if Monday and Tuesday are slow leading up into FOMC, and then we get some expansion following later in the week because we have FOMC Wednesday, then we have CPI and PPI on Thursday and Friday. And so this is how we're using it as a roadmap. This is how we're using the economic calendar to guide us to what days are actually likely to expand and willing to expand. With all that being said, yeah, that's really it. We have pound and Canadian dollar on Friday, USD, CPI, and then FOMC on Wednesday. So that's pretty much how I'm viewing it based on the calendar going into the week. And like I said, the days without news, the days that are pre-FOMC, I'll be more skeptical of price, demanding it to actually, you know, convince me that it wants to expand. I cut my face shaving, bro. That's why this is right here. Looks like I got punched. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with the economic calendar. So same thing with dollar, right? Exact same approach going into the week that we just talked about based on the calendar. Whether that's indices, majors, dollar, that's what I'm expecting. So you look at the market every day, even if there is not red news. For my model with futures, I do, yes. I'll trade on days without news as long as it's within that kill zone that I execute within, and it actually is expanding. So price needs to be moving. You know, I need to see that price actually has the willingness to want to move. So I'm just a bit more skeptical on those days. Looking at dollar on the monthly here, what we can see is bearish order flow. We have, you know, this current leg that I'm watching, internal here, this area of fair value, right? We have the gap overlapping with this swing low. I'm looking at this to potentially send price lower on the monthly, but we need to see the lower time frame order flow shift, right? So I talked about this with the Academy members a lot and other people in the Discord. I'm not bullish until the order flow on the lower time frame says bullish. So yes, we're at an area. Yes, we're at an area where price can reverse, right? This can act as, you know, resistance for price to send it lower. But until the lower time frame order flow actually confirms that we're moving lower, then I'm still bullish, right? So that's very important to understand. Just because we're in a monthly bearish for value gap doesn't mean automatically short. You need to see the order flow confirm price and point. You need to see gaps point in the direction that price wants to go. And so everything that I do is waiting for confirmation of order flow, and it's aligning with the gaps and understanding what the order flow is saying. So I'm not just going to mindlessly short because we're in a monthly SIBI. I do ultimately want to see respect of this area for value. I want to see respect of this gap and us to potentially, continue lower on the monthly towards this sell side, towards this external. But until the order flow on the daily, on the 4 hour, begins to shift bearish and point lower, I'm not ready for shorts. Why didn't you mark the low which the price has taken? This low, I was looking at it when this is the current leg, but at this point I understand that has already sent price higher, and I'm only worried about this current leg. So this most recent swing high to swing low is, I don't know, I can't draw. This most recent swing high to swing low is all I really need. To me, it's just, I understand that already was respected by price, and this is sending price lower. Or this should send price lower. So to me, I don't look left like that. I don't need to look left. Dropping to the weekly, all that understanding, right? I'm still bullish until the order flow says otherwise. Simple. Are we supposed to mark the newest low or high, which price is taken, or the last one? I'm always looking at the most recent swing high and swing low. So from here to this isn't a swing high yet, obviously, but it will create one. This was a strong expansion last week into that monthly SIBI. And so now for me to be ready to short, I want to see the daily shift. I want to see daily gaps lower. I want to see this order flow confirm that we're actually ready to move lower and have that daily sell model. So at this point, if we just continue higher, like I'm only worried about this current leg, and then I'm understanding these areas where we can trade higher from. So if we just respect this area here and continue higher, well, then I'm not ready to short dollar. I'm not bearish on dollar. So at this point, where order flow is saying, where the daily is pointing right now, it's still pointing higher. Until we see that shift in order flow on the 4 hour and daily, then I'm still bullish. And so that's how I approach price. The order flow confirms it. The gaps point where price is moving. And I'm not calling tops or bottoms. I'm not in the business of calling tops or bottoms. I'm in the business of just consistently aligning with where price is going. And I do that in the most simple way possible, right? So that's all that I need to do. If I can consistently get on side, like you're going to see me get it wrong. You're going to see me take losing trades. Nobody doesn't lose. There's nobody out there that doesn't lose. That's a fallacy. So don't fall into that trap. You're going to see me get it wrong. You're going to see me take losing trades. But the point here is I am consistently getting on side and understanding where price is and where it's drawing to a lot more than I'm offside. And even when I'm offside, I'm able to stay fluid with price and get back onside. And that just comes by reading order flow and reading the fair value gaps and where price is pointing. Super, super important stuff to understand, right? So everything that I do is confirmed by order flow. It's confirmed by where the gaps are pointing. The gaps tell the story. It's the institutional footprint in price. And so I'm not ready to short. If we just continue higher off this daily gap, then we're digging deeper into the monthly SIBI. But I'm going to stop my rant because I got to get it pushing. Done with NQ. I haven't looked at NQ yet, but I will. Changing stated delivery. Yeah, that's the shift in order flow. Correct. There's different ways of viewing it. You could look at the market structure shift. You could look at the CISD, the order block that gets created. You could just read the fair value gaps. So many ways of doing it. I have a full video on that on YouTube if you want to watch that. Full video discussing all those different ways of viewing order flow shift. It's really just preference. All right. So I'm still bullish on dollar until that order flow shifts. Point blank period. That's it. That's all I can say. If we just continue higher, then I'm still bullish. Once we get that shift in order flow, I'll be ready to shift bearish on dollar. Ultimately, like I said, I want to see respect of this monthly SIBI and us begin to point lower and trade lower towards the sell side, but we need to see the order flow confirm that. So as of right now, right, we're just kind of waiting and expecting price to potentially deliver higher. Australian dollars delivering into this overlapping order block and bullish fair value gap. If we get lower dollar, then that would be nice longs. But like I said, we need to see that order flow shift, and we haven't seen that yet. So I'd be waiting on this. We could have nice internal to external here for higher Australian dollar. But we need to see lower US dollar if we want to see higher AUD, right? So important to understand. Could be nice internal to external. Again, need to see the daily and 4 hour shift in order flow. Need to see the 4 hour order flow point higher. So I'm not just calling a bottom here. I need to see the order flow confirm it. So I'd like to see a new fair value gap out of this, and then the daily 4 hour on dollar begin to shift bearish for longs on AUD. So I'd just be waiting. You know, I'll throw it on the wait list. Could have nice weekly context for longs. Do you do forex only or indices as well? I trade futures, and so I trade indexes, just ES and NQ. I trade commodities, crude oil, gold, silver, and then I trade just 6E and 6B, which is basically Euro USD and Pound USD futures contracts. And so it's kind of forex, but it's the futures instruments because I think that they're the best instrument that you can trade for intraday, and I'm trading intraday 8 to 12. But I've traded everything under the sun. I pretty much understand every asset class, every instrument, options, shares, just all that. So been there, done that. But yeah, I'm just trading futures right now. So the ones that I listed off right here, you can see them as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These 7. That's all I'm trading with my Solus model. Show up 8 to 12, wait for one to have a clear draw, and then I'm trading the ones that look nice. Nice, yeah. I like the idea of trading a lot of different assets. It gives you diversity, which is nice. You always want to, in all aspects, you want to diversify. For example, you saw a shift in AU, but you haven't in Dixie. Would you take the trade? I mean, Dixie is not on your side. That's a good question. Usually you're going to see if we get that shift in AU, Dixie is beginning to shift as well. I usually would tend to wait for dollar to be on my side. I do not look like Justin Timberlake. Bro, what are you chatting about? This guy is chatting. Hold up. Nah, see, I gotta go, bro, but hold on, bro. I gotta stand on business. This guy's bugging. Boys, do I look like Justin Timberlake, actually? I'm not sure how to feel about this. Like, definitely not old Justin Timberlake. Maybe new. Or recent Justin Timberlake. Yeah, you do? Oh, hell no. 2024 Justin Timberlake. Let's see. Bro, I do not look like Justin Timberlake, dog. All right, wait. I'm trying to get a picture that... Okay, here's one. Hell nah, you guys are bugging. You guys are bugging. How do I throw this on the chart? Bro, you guys are... Hell nah. Do you see it? What do we think? What's the verdict? How do I throw a poll in the chat? All right, vote. You guys gotta vote. I'm trying to see this. I'm trying to see this. What we got? Everyone vote on the poll. So you not take the trade? Yeah, I'd wait. I always like to wait for more confirmation. Yeah, you do, young Justin. Can't say he's entirely wrong. Bro, you 100% do, mate. Oh my gosh. Younger Justin when he was bald. Yeah, I'm going to be bald, honestly. I'm going to be bald, which is crazy. My hairline's receding. My dad's bald. But at this point, I've already accepted it. Like, I really don't care. It'll take some adjusting, but then people just get over it. Like, it's not something that you can let bother you. Bro, looks like this photo. Look right side. I look this way. Or look this way. I'm trying to make the face he makes. I can't sing, bro. I have good like melody. I understand music well. I can like write and make music, but I can't really sing. All right, we got to keep it pushing, bro. All right, I'm getting distracted. That shit just caught me off guard. 71% said yes for sure. Are you trolling? I don't know if it's, I guess it's a compliment. I'll take the compliment. Justin Timberlake's a highly coveted man. All right. Pound. All right, so everything that we talked about depends on dollar, right? So it's very, very important to understand all of these inversely correlated currencies, indices, etc., are going to hinge on what dollar is doing. So if we get that shift and we get lower dollar, then we're looking for these to trade higher. Death for resemblance. Jamil. Jamil, bro, you're supposed to have my side. This man Jamil, man. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't care. Yeah, my hairline's cooked, boys. F in the chat. Okay. I need to stop getting distracted. Monthly bullish order flow on pound, right? Depending on what dollar does. I want to see, this is a strong close below this order block, below this fair value gap. So it's not ideal. Very, very strong pullback with how, bullish dollar has been. We're creating daily fair value gaps lower. And so I would not be ready for longs yet on pound, right? I want to demand more confirmation. I want to, wait for dollar. And so for majors, I would be waiting for dollar for sure, for sure. You want to see how price reacts from this SIBI. But I'd be waiting. Let's do this every week. I do it every Sunday, bro. Must be new here, man. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I do these forecasts every Sunday. All right, monthly bearish order flow on Canadian dollar. Weekly consolidating within this bullish gap. There's a bearish gap here as well, right? So this is trapped order flow. I'm pretty sure we talked about this last week, if I'm not mistaken, how this would be a trapped order flow. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly positive. Like I went on a rant about trapped order flow last week about how this could, reject and how this would be consolidated. Yeah, we talked. Yeah, I was gonna say I definitely did. You're handsome. Thank you. Do you swing on prop? I was before, but I'm just intraday trading forex futures. Sorry, intraday trading futures. I was swinging forex on prop. Weekly internal to external potential here. Again, we're consolidating because we have trapped order flow. Everything is hinging on dollar. So when we're waiting on dollar, we're pretty much waiting on all these majors. Yeah, futures are way better, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Futures are way better. Like just honest, blunt and honest opinion. Especially if you're intraday trading, it's not even close. It's not even close. Like for an intraday in and out, 5 minute, 1 minute, 15 minute, whatever your entries are like that, it's not even close. But yeah, I mean, pretty much, like I said, everything on these majors here are gonna hinge on what dollar is doing. So the order flow here on Canadian dollar is pointing lower. We're creating gaps lower as well. Whoops. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this so you can't see it on the weekly. All right, we have trapped order flow within this gap and this gap, causing that consolidation. We talked about that last week. We're creating daily bearish gaps lower. So it's not something you want to see for longs. But ultimately, we could get that shift depending on dollar. So I'd really just be waiting. It's going to be the same analysis on everything here. If you are looking to swing, whatever it may be, I would be waiting for clear direction on dollar. If you're operating intraday, that's a bit different. But for me, I'm waiting on the higher time frames, because to me, the higher time frames right now are in like a midpoint where they're just waiting for dollar, and everything in terms of these currencies is going to be like that. So we have this monthly BISI and this order block here. I do ultimately think that this can respect and then begin to shift higher. Same thing on dollar, right? Dollar traded into the monthly SIBI, and it's just the inverse on euro. So I do ultimately think that these can shift, but again, I keep repeating myself here, but it's just the same story. Just waiting on dollar to shift and point higher. And if dollar never shifts, then we're looking lower. So I would be fluid. I'd be waiting. Yeah, forex is trash. You're right. I agree. I'm trying to get through it. It's trash right now. Honestly, majority of things are trash right now. I've been saying this to the people in my Discord every day. Becoming a broken record because the market conditions on the higher time frames has just been garbo, like straight garbo. And during these times, you either have to scalp and be nimble, and for some people that's completely fine, or you can just sit out, observe it, and don't go into drawdown and have lower frequency, which is what I've been doing. Definitely test your mental though. Definitely test my mental as well. I talk about it in the chat, in the Discord every single day. I'm very transparent about the things that I feel, the things that I experience. And so like during these times when conditions are shit and you have a low frequency, it's hard because you either, like I said, need to be scalping, have a scalp protocol and be nimble, or you need to just sit out and preserve your brand points and not tweak out. So yeah, I mean, let's just skip forex, bro. You guys understand, right? Everything that we're looking at here hinges on what dollar's doing, and there's just nothing for me to say here. I'm just gonna keep repeating myself. Do I even work through the crosses? Do you guys want the crosses? There's no clarity on the individual currencies, so I would just be going off the order flow on crosses. We have monthly bullish order flow. We have this weekly gap here with this overlapping order block. Agree with that take? No, I do want crosses. Okay. Everyone's saying nah. I'm looking at this weekly gap as the draw lower on AUD CAD. So lower AUD CAD towards this BISI would be my draw. So you could potentially short off this 4-hour gap towards that weekly gap. Looks kind of nice actually for shorts, something like an intraday trade or even just a 4-hour short if you can get a tight stop towards that weekly. Sibi there could be nice. It's not going to be a 2R, but crosses are shit. Forex are shit. Every asset class right now is shit, and it's upsetting. Monthly Sibi, we had a close above, and now we're sweeping this previous candle high, right? So we can potentially trade lower if we shift. Right now we have the daily BISI. We had that sweep of the previous candle high, and it's just consolidating. But I do ultimately think that this can shift. It looks like low resistance liquidity to my eye for them to drop this through this consolidation. These candles are wild, bro. These candles are wild. Look at these candles. But I do ultimately think that this could shift. Sweep this high and shift lower. We'll see though. Unicorn. T. Rick hits the nail on the head. What did he say? NQES, crude oil and gold. I got you. You guys are going to have to wait for it though. I'm going to run through this quick. I'll run through crosses quick because you guys understand that these conditions are shit. And during these times, you just need to wait for dollar. Wait for dollar. Understand that better days are coming. Better days are ahead. AUD JPY has not shifted from this monthly Sibi, which is interesting. Actually looks kind of strong lately. Creating daily gaps higher. We have not had that shift in order flow, so I wouldn't be looking at shorts right now because it hasn't had that shift. Until that order flow begins to point lower, I'll just be waiting on a yen. Everything's going to be garbage, bro. Weekly, expanding, daily, bullish gaps. Looking at that buy side up there as the draw, we have both of these bullish fair value gaps pointing higher. I'm sorry if it feels like I'm kind of rushing through, but I am actually in a rush. So I need to start working through this, and the crosses are just ass. So, looking at this buy side, this is pointing higher. We'll see. But looking at longs on AUD and ZD, I don't like correlated. Like, I don't like AUD and ZD or Euro GBP for trading. I like looking at them for correlation, and that's pretty much it. Monthly Sibi on CAD CHF, weekly Daily has not shifted. Once the daily shifts lower, this could be nice monthly internal to external context for shorts. And so I'd be waiting on that. Could be really nice though. As to the wait list, I feel like this is going to be the top. I don't call tops. I wait for the gaps. I wait for price to shift, order flow to confirm it. But I feel like that could be the top there. It's definitely looking that way for me. I can't believe 63% said yes. Nothing aimed at you, bro. Just me agreeing with T-Rick on the 4. Oh, yeah. I know you don't use SMT. It's like I'll use SMT when it's obvious, but it's not something I like need to actively look for because it just doesn't stand out to me. Monthly SIBI, weekly, all this order flow is bullish, ties right back into what I was saying before. I'm not just going to be short and look for shorts before the order flow actually shifts. So right now we're, trading higher off this daily gap. Until the daily shifts and points lower, well, I wouldn't be looking for shorts because this can just continue to expand deeper into the gap. And so always let the order flow and price and the gaps confirm what we're doing. You want to have those gaps and the displacement on your side at all times. CHF yen. CHF yen. Creating this breaker higher. This could be the shift here. Actually doesn't look that bearish to me. We're failing to trade lower from this area of fair value. We didn't sweep this previous candle high, and now we're just trading higher. So this actually looks bullish to me. Dude, these crosses are so ass. Like, I don't even want to look at these anymore. This is why when the currencies are unclear, you're going to see that the crosses are unclear. When dollars unclear, majors are going to be unclear. Looking at this sell side, we're creating this weekly SIBI. Based on this wick, the 4 hour is likely pointing towards that weekly SIBI. I'd like to see a retest. Yeah, Euro AUD lower could be nice. But Euro itself has been pretty bullish. Yeah, this 4 hour is pointing higher. See how the order flow has shifted. We're pointing towards that weekly gap. So I'd be watching towards the SIBI. Monthly chop. Weekly chop. We'll see what happens from this low. But daily SIBI here holding. There's just nothing here to say, right? I'll just be waiting. There's nothing here. Crosses our ass. Monthly sell side. We respect that. Weekly SIBI here. Swept the previous candle high. Just sloppy price action on all aspects, right? Just gross stuff. Gross stuff. Monthly, I mean, bro, look at Euro GBP. This is why I don't like trading it. Every time I look at it, I say this. It just looks gross. Look at the monthly wicks. Traded into the SIBI, rejected this order block. Actually, a nice reaction here. 4 hour definitely shifted. Nice. Okay, the 4 hour is now pointing lower. I'd be looking for lower Euro GBP. Actually, could be nice shorts here. That looks pretty clear, at least to me. We'll see though. Monthly SIBI on Euro Yen seems to be the draw. The daily is likely shifted. It has, pointing higher, respecting this area here. And yeah, longs towards that SIBI. Would expect a continuation higher towards that. Creating a new gap here. But longs look pretty decent on that, I guess. For whatever crosses, for the quality of crosses right now, I guess. Nothing really here. The daily is shifting, which is not ideal. Why did that just... There's just nothing here, bro. There's really nothing. Like, Tough times, but yeah, you just got to know when to press the gas and when to let off, and now is definitely a time to let off the gas, and that's what you've seen from me. For those of you that are in the Discord, I had a lot less trades, and when I am taking less trades when there's lower frequency, I know that it's just because it's a lower probability market conditions for me, and I'm mainly tied to the higher time frames and understanding where they're going, and trading things that are expanding on the 4 hour or higher, and so just low probability conditions. I really don't even feel like looking at the rest of these crosses, bro. All right, let's look at futures, bro. I'm just wasting time here and I'm in a rush. I'm sorry, guys. The next weekly forecast, I will not be in a rush. It's just we're celebrating my sister's birthday today, and so I'm definitely in a rush right now. All right. Monthly bullish order flow on ES. Respected this order block, we're trading higher. Weekly, current leg is all I'm worried about. Right? We have the weekly BISI being respected by price, really nice to see. And I'm looking for higher prices on indices. Based on that respect of this weekly BISI, this weekly bullish fair value gap, we've offered fair value. Now we should seek liquidity higher, this buy side liquidity. So indices actually look good for longs, and indices actually have some clarity here where I'm interested, right? So that looks nice going into the week. I'm looking for longs on indices. Looks good. Looks like it's setting up. And yeah, I like that a lot. Looks like longs are on the table. So I'll be waiting to potentially take longs on indices towards that weekly buy side. Looks really good. Same thing on NASDAQ, right? Respect to this order block, trading higher, looking at this buy side. Same exact context from internal to external. Yeah, just be waiting for 1 hour, 4 hour, 15-minute PD rates to long in that direction of the bullish bias, SPR. Weekly internal to external, creating, you know, the shift in order flow here. Looking for higher prices. I want to see a 4 hour gap, potentially to long on indices. It would be really nice. But this is beginning to point higher and shift. So indice longs look really nice. Bullish on indices for sure. For sure. Monthly. Crude oil was interesting because originally from this weekly SIBI, we were watching to see if we traded lower from here, but we had that news from war as well as whatever other things factored into crude oil shifting here. And so I'm actually looking at this buy side because we failed to offer fair value. We're creating gaps through that area of fair value. So now we should be seeking this buy side liquidity here. And so crude oil longs as well look pretty good. We have this daily gap to potentially long price off of, and I would expect lower into the daily gap, and then once we shift and we get that confirmation of price, you know, being willing to expand from this daily gap, I like crude oil longs. So indices and crude oil, which are, you know, the main things that I trade, indices, crude oil, gold, silver, they look really good. So that's awesome. I love to see that things are starting to look better, at least as of right now going into the week. And that's very relieving because the last few weeks have been ass. So yeah. Gold has been expanding. Weekly BISI down here, I've been watching to see if this potentially acts as a draw, but it's just kind of diddling around. Diddling is crazy. Why did I use that word? It's weekly BISI, right? Like I said, potentially acting as a draw. I'm trying to collect my thoughts after what the fuck I just said. 4 hours just chop. 4 hours straight chop. Daily chop. So I want to see so I want to see new gaps, right? I want to see price create intention. We talked about silver and gold. If you're longing this, man, think about the Diddy party. Oh my gosh, relax. Chill. If you're operating within this chop, I talked about this with the Academy members. We talked about it live the other week, right? If you're operating within chop and you want to be trading consolidation, the best way to trade it is to trade the external, you know, buy side and sell side external liquidity of the ranges, and then trade, you know, towards equilibrium of that range. So we're expecting price when it's consolidating to just sweep liquidity back and forth. And so you want to be trading the external. If you're operating in chop, I really don't want to ever, and I try not to at all. But if you are, target like 2R towards internal is how I would approach it. And so like there was a trade on silver that I didn't take. I felt like it was low probability, but it did check the boxes, I would say, I guess. The draw wasn't that clear for me, but I was looking at this the other day. But I didn't take this. I passed on it. But SMT was silver, and then we swept the external 4-hour swing low on gold, and then trading net silver longs towards the internal offered a nice low win there, but not my favorite type of trade. I really prefer to just be a bit more picky. You know, that's where the higher win rate comes from. I'm okay with sacrificing a bit of frequency for that. Daily consolidation, 4-hour consolidation. Like I said, I'm just waiting for gaps out of this consolidation. So I'm waiting for price to actually show intention. If we get a new 4-hour SIBI lower, I'd be looking to target that weekly gap down here. But if we just continue to expand, then, you know, maybe we create this weekly breakaway gap. So the 4-hour gaps and the 4-hour order flow will point me in the direction that gold wants to go. But right now it's just consolidating. So I'd be waiting for gaps, clear gaps out of this range. I like to give the analogy of like a cheater or someone that repeatedly makes the same mistakes, right? If somebody cheats on you every time, or they've cheated on you multiple times, you expect them to cheat again. If somebody does something over and over again and it's a pattern, you expect them to continue to make that mistake or whatever it may be and continue that pattern. So when price is in consolidation and we're just sweeping both sides of liquidity and we're not following through, gaps aren't holding, it might create gaps in the range, but you expect them not to hold because you expect that pattern to continue, right? So I like to give that analogy. 1 hour, 50-minute P raise is even enough for you, right? Because as long as I understand where the 4-hour or higher is going, I'll trade off of 4-hour, 1 hour, and 15-minute PD race in that direction. Gold has been stronger, but again, just sweeping both sides of liquidity. Not really any intention here from price. So metals are just consolidating. I really don't like them right now. But crude oil and indices look good. So those will have my eyes going into the next week for sure, for sure. And then, yeah, we're waiting on dollar for 6E and 6B. So for the people that are trading solos with me, the people that are learning my, my model, the things that have my eyes this week are indices and crude oil as of right now. And we'll see what happens with dollar. If dollar begins to shift and point lower, then maybe 6E and 6B will begin to have some focus from us. But right now, that's really it. So if you guys want to live trade with me going into this week, I'll drop the link right here. You can sign up for a free trial. Like I said, literally just a no-brainer, because if you don't like it, then you got a free week of live trading and then just cancel and you won't get charged. But would love to have you guys in there. And yeah, I'm live trading the Solus model every week. I'm very, very transparent about how I feel, the things that I go through, losing streaks, win streaks, just ups and downs mentally, dealing with lower frequency, dealing with overthinking, all that stuff. I'm very, very, very transparent with all of that. And so I think it's a great environment that I'm building. So if you guys want to live trade with us the next week, click that link, sign up. And if you don't like it within a week, just cancel. Simple. It's a win-win. Which days do we have live? So going forward, my plan is checking. Yeah, I don't know yet. So going forward, my plan is checking every morning and seeing what's setting up. So if I walk into Monday and I see something setting up and I understand that, oh, I'm probably going to be trading today, then I'm going to notify, the Academy members that I'll be going live that day. But if it looks like garbage and things are not setting up and, it looks like I'm not going to be taking a trade, then I probably won't go live that day and you won't get a ping from me. But 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times. I also want to do a live every week on YouTube. So, yeah, I'll ping you guys in the mornings. For those of you that are in the Academy, that's how I'm going to be doing it going forward. On the days that I'm looking to take a trade, you will be seeing it because I'll be going live. To determine your draw on minimum 4-hour, do you require context? I just understand if price is seeking liquidity or offering fair value from, the ranges on the 4-hour, daily, weekly, or monthly. That's how I get my draw. So gaps and external liquidity. That's it. It really is that simple. It truly can be that simple. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, the deeper you get into this, the more you mature as a trader, you start to realize that it really isn't about the concepts or cracking an algorithm or knowing everything under the sun and doing all this intricate stuff. And it's not about what's better. It's about getting to that destination in the most simple way, because there's a ton of ways to have an edge. But in my opinion, the important part about having an edge is making it repeatable. You know, you need to be able to execute your edge consistently. You need to be able to master yourself, manage the risk, not tweak out during ups and downs, during drawdown, during low frequency times. You have to have that laser focus on yourself, because we're imperfect, we're humans, we're gonna make mistakes, we're gonna have ups and downs. External things can happen. You know, you could lose the level, and you could, and I don't want to, you know, I'm sorry that that's a extreme example, but you know, things can happen and it can affect you mentally as a trader. So when you have a simple approach, a simple edge, you can put more focus on those things. You can put more focus on your mental, on your risk management, and it allows you to have more brain points and energy to focus on that. So it's really just about mastering yourself once you have the edge, and consistently executing at the best of your ability through the highs and the lows, because I promise you, the highs and the lows are there, just like in life, just like in whatever it may be. With trading, there's a lot of swings. So you have to be able to endure those. You have to be resilient. You have to be able to stomach the lows and keep yourself in check. So that's my rant, but really, really important stuff to understand. So would you need in order for leg to have both fair value gap and swing points from your draw? I want to be trading. I'll trade off of legs without gaps in them personally. This is where I differ from, you know, some people like Ario or other people that trade the same way as Ario. They'll demand fair value gaps in the leg. Shout out to Ario, by the way. But that's where I differ a little bit. I will trade off of liquidity. I'll trade off of legs where there isn't a fair value gap. It's technically a bit lower probability, but I'm only asking 2R out of price. And so I'm okay with trading swing points without a gap in the leg. Yeah, flood OD LOD, flood OLOD LOD. That's demanding order flow legs. But I'll trade off of swing points as well without a fair value gap in the leg personally. Usually that's consolidation. Usually that's not ideal, because you want to, the highest probability way to trade is from a gap to liquidity. So legs with fair value gaps. So if you want to just trade off of legs with fair value gaps, 100% makes sense. See the logic in it. Do it if you want to. I personally like to allow myself to trade off of swing points as well, though. So it's pretty much where I stand on that. And yeah, I'm kind of in a rush today, guys, so I can't do this for too much longer. I'm really, really sorry. We will have most likely a live stream this week on YouTube. I'll be live doing a much longer forecast. We can just mess around and talk and do whatever we need to do next week on Sunday. But I am in a rush because it's my sister's birthday, so I have to go to her house and meet up with my family and everything. So family first. I appreciate you guys, and we will check in the Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord, bro, join the Discord. You're just missing out. I'm gonna send a link to that really quick. But yeah, I'll be in the Discord talking to you guys throughout the week. For those of you that are in the academy, you'll be live trading. You'll see my live trading and whatnot. So excited for the next week. Excited to see what happens if we get some nice trades and what indices, crudo, etc. do. So appreciate you guys, and we will talk very soon.